According to Flower Essence Society, Mountain Pride, or Penstemon newberry, is a native wildflower found in the mountains of California. It's also found in some other areas, but mostly in California. This small, shrubby, perennial plant is tough. It has woody stems and leathery serrated leaves. These elements allow it to survive in the harsh winters of the mountain heights. It does not choose the gentle meadows, the lovely climates in California. It chooses this extremely difficult place to grow. It is a tough but beautiful plant. And when we talk about the signature of plants and we look at the way they grow and how they grow, what they look like and the colors they exude, these are the energies of this plant. And this is what we are going to talk about in today's class. Hi, I'm Mary Bourne. I'm a traditional naturopath, and I love sharing natural remedies with people. Natural remedies have been around for hundreds, even thousands of years. And they've been around like that because they work. Now, maybe they don't have double-blind, placebo-controlled studies to back them up, but many of them do. The energy of a plant is something that is known to Native Americans. It is known to the Chinese, the Ayurvedics, the healing arts of old. Now, I'll leave a link in the description below for Flower Essence Society, and you can read all about the way Mountain Pride assists with our energy. And I'm going to go over a little bit of it in today's class. In my practice as a traditional naturopath, I found that if I didn't work with the person's emotions, they would never get better. It is mind, body, and there is a definite connection. However, many people don't understand that there's lots that can be done to support the mind or the energy of the body, and flowers can do that for us. In my YouTube channel, I have focused, all of 2021 was about a single herb, how its nutritional value could assist with body support and health and balances. In 2022, I want to talk about how plants can support our mood, our energy, the way we can be driven to do something, or even like things like procrastination. So many people start the year off with a resolution. They're going to change how they're doing things. They're going to go on a diet. They're going to lose all kinds of weight. And so they have a very clear conviction of how this year is going to go for them and all the things they want to change. And that's really wonderful. However, for the most of us, by February, that goal or commitment has been eroded. Why is that? Is the energy of that goal been hit with too many things that create doubt or fear? I think that a lot of people get in the way, or a lot of things get in the way of our accomplishing that goal. I have found that using Mountain Pride, the flower essence of this flower has helped people to stay in their conviction, to motivate them to keep moving forward. I mean, look at the way this plant grows. If there isn't any plant that visualizes determination, I don't know of it. Growing purely out of granite, it may have just a little bit of dirt that it's hanging on to, but look at the beauty of this plant, the magenta color of it. Now, this is a cross between red and purple, so it's at that deeper, richer spectrum of color. It is lush. I think the energy of Mountain Pride is going to assist people with their determination to complete their task. The flower essence of this creates inner confidence. Now take a look at the beauty of this. It almost looks like a mouth, and this is the throat, and this is the core of the plant. And when you look at the plant in that respect, it almost makes you think that it wants to burst out and shout with joy and be involved in things. The long throat is holding in that energy just to feel it within. So it's a great remedy when asking for a raise or to help follow through with one's convictions, or if you're taking a test or completing a task. This would be a great remedy for those who start something and then set it aside. So I have seen this work. I use flower essences in combination. I found that to be far more successful than just picking a certain one. So what are flower essences? Well, they're sort of like a homeopathic remedy. They're subtle yet powerful. You take it orally. You often will take drops of it under the tongue. And I will talk with you about different procedures that help assist it, but they come in tinctures, which are made with alcohol, or they can come in a glycerin base. And I used to use, for 20 years, I used things like Bach remedies and things that were alcohol based. But then that kind of limited who could take it. And I found that there were so many children that were fearful, and then they had nightmares, and they could use these flower essences, and babies. So I started to put like a drop of it in some, you can put it in anything, but water is usually what's the usual thing. And so 4 ounces of water, and the baby could sip on it. You could definitely put an alcohol-based remedy on the bottoms of a baby's feet. I have seen that immediately calm them. But I really prefer glycerin tinctures. They're non-toxic. They either work or they don't. They can work on any adult, seniors, children, and they're often used in combination because the goal of the flower essence is to create balance. In natural healing, we don't cure disease. We don't even diagnose disease. What we look at is, what is the body trying to tell me? What imbalance or imbalances are occurring. Is there too much heat? Is there too cool? Is it too wet? Is it too dry? Is it too low energy? Is it too hyper energy? And these are the things we want to have, all of these in balance. So this remedy has served me and my clients well for over 20 years. I love this remedy. It's called Be Courageous. Who couldn't use a little more courage this time in our lives? It has the focus remedy as mountain pride. So often in remedies of this sort, there's a focus remedy, mountain pride, and then there's 6 other helpers along the way that balance this so beautifully. So let's talk a little bit about these 6. The first one is Aspen. Now, I personally haven't seen an aspen tree, but what I've been told is that the leaves quake and quiver, even when there's no wind. They sort of like they have this energy of their own that flows. And it is a wonderful signature for those people who have what we call free-floating anxiety, where they don't know where this anxiousness comes from, but it's there all the time. And it manifests like children afraid of the dark. They don't know why they're afraid of the dark. They can't explain it, but they are. Or people who are easily startled. Then the next one is scleranthus. Now, scleranthus is a flower essence used for indecisiveness. Waver this way, waver that way, whatever the wind blows, that's where I'm going. I don't have a direction. I don't care. You decide. Well, that is great when you want to blame other people for your choices. But really, we are in charge of our own self. We're in charge of our own decisions or lack of decisions. And so I have found that scleranthus really helps when there's mood swings. 1 minute you're happy, 1 minute you're sad, 1 minute you're tired, 1 minute you have energy. It's inconsistency. So that's what scleranthus is really helpful for. Are you seeing any of yourself in any of these? Because it's amazing how many people can use Be Courageous for a variety of reasons. The next is Mimulus. Mimulus is often used when a person has many fears that don't seem to be related to a certain circumstance. Their energy is often stuck. And this manifests sometimes in headaches or stiffness in the neck and shoulder area. They just can't seem to loosen that up. Can be low back. It can be stuck in your circumstance. You just can't seem to move forward. Your feet are stuck in mud. And if this pertains to you, this remedy would be very beneficial. Often people have used it when they stutter because they can't move on to the next word. It's definitely great for calming anxiety. Again, so all of these pertain to this free-floating mass psychosis that people are dealing with. I mean, after 2 years, they haven't figured out COVID yet. Come on. The next is Cerrado. Now, Sereno is an interesting, it's helpful for people who are constantly seeking advice from others, or they're looking at the news all the time. They got to see what's going on. Is their life so uninteresting that they can't pay attention to it, that they have to invest in other people's lives, checking Facebook every hour or so? It's these people who are afraid to make decisions because maybe they've made a mistake. Well, you know what? We are all people of mistakes. We make mistakes. That's how we learn. Our greatest mistakes are probably our greatest learning platform. So it's a great way to learn. Hopefully, it doesn't endanger you. But sometimes we get ourselves in a pickle and we realize, ooh, I shouldn't do that again. How about Blackberry? Oh, we've all enjoyed those. But Blackberry is included in Be Courageous for those who have difficulty beginning a project. It's all up here, but no action. Thought without action is just dreaming. It's not goal setting. Goal setting takes action. These people want to make sure they have all their ducks in a row. They have all the facts, and they keep searching and making sure that they have every outcome figured out. It doesn't happen like that. You have to jump in and begin your project, and Be Courageous helps you to do that. And the last is Red Clover. Red Clover is included as a support for those who are easily influenced and caught up with fear, anxiety, and hysteria. They lose their ability to think clearly. Now, I think Be Courageous should be sprayed on the world from an airplane, just invest the whole world in this, because the last 2 years have been driven by fear. If you've listened to the media, it's all about fear. Every person who wears a mask, you're afraid to hug people. You can't be near somebody who gives a cough. It's ridiculous the amount of fear that we live with and that we take for granted. We should be fearless. We have everything. God has given us everything to survive and thrive. All we have to do is tap into that. We have intelligence. We can figure things out. We don't need to be fearful. We have an immune system. All we need to do is know how to energize that immune system and start working on your mind. I did a class not too long ago, and it's all about the mind and how to involve it in healing. Your mind is a powerful thing. So here's some things you can be more effective while taking these remedies. You want to take the remedy, take a deep breath, hold it in your mouth, clear your mind. Then another, while taking this remedy, swallow it, and then take another breathe deeply through your nose, out through the mouth. Just let all that negativity and fear and anxiety just go. Let it go. It doesn't need to be within you. How about creating an affirmation? I am a good decision maker. I have all the answers within me to accomplish this task. I am strong and healthy. What if you can't make that statement? What if you are in the area that you've been so anxious and fearful, and everything that you've listened to is scary, and you can't make those affirmations in confidence, this solution is the best solution. Create a question, because you know what? Nature abhors a vacuum, and a question is simply a vacuum. So you don't try to answer this. You say, what would it feel like? Write that down. What would it feel like if I accomplished this project and I saw my boss praising me, giving me the gratitude that I long for, the appreciation that I deserve? What would it feel like to be totally healthy and have all the energy I need to complete every task I set aside? What would it feel like to be loved and appreciated? So many of us long for that. Don't answer it. Throw it out there. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a tough situation and I've thrown this out there. I couldn't say the statement. I couldn't create an affirmation. I don't know how people do it. This works so well for me. What would it feel like to be in perfect health, to have all the energy I need to get through my day? Try it. I think you'll be surprised. I'd like you to share these videos with your friends, with your family, those you know will need it, because they are needed. We need community. We need support from each other. And Mountain Pride in the Be Courageous formula is so beneficial. It doesn't hurt anybody. You take it as directed, and you either see results or you don't see results. If this video has been helpful for you, please give me a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your comments on what you think or how you could use this formula, or even if you have used this formula. Subscribe to my channel. I have a plethora of videos that give you hope and give you ideas on how you can be healthier. If you have personal questions, please email me, Dr. Mary at bornforhealth.com. Visit my website, bornforhealth.com. There's lots of wonderful information in there. And watch for that video where it talks about supporting your mind and making things work better for you. If you can do affirmations, that's wonderful. If you can't do affirmations, ask it in a question. Until next time, this is Dr. Mary for the Health of It.